Hi lovely people, welcome to this channel. How are you all doing today? What's up? Let me know in the comments how your day is going, how your week is going, how your life is going with your dogs. Today's video is going to be titled around the theme of why you do not need a guard dog. So many people write to us saying, oh, can you recommend me the best guardian breed because I need one? And in fact, what we reply to most of these people is you don't need a guardian breed, you simply need a good watchdog, a task which the Beagle here is more than able and happy to fulfill. In fact, our Beagles have almost as voluminous and potent a bark as our Estrella mountain dog. Her bark is louder, deeper. It reverberates through the whole village, through the whole valley, I would even say. But so does the Beagles. I mean, their pitch at barking is higher, of course, but don't underestimate the vocal cords of a hound breed dog, a hound type dog. That's the Basset Hound, the Beagle, even the Dachshund. Of course, those are bigger versions, the Coonhound and all its variations, the Foxhound and all their variations. It's quite good potty Bria, yes. It's quite a awe-inspiring bark they have and howl they have. If they think that there's something wrong, they will let you know in no uncertain terms. So, for example, today you can see it's a bit of a drab day. It's like what you see is actually not mist. It looks like mist, but it's not. It's cloud that's moving in from the sea, which is direction over there roughly. So the cloud is coming here, traveling up the mountain, and then hanging around here. But also you would if you were a potential burglar and you wanted to burgle the place, don't. I have a very functional guard dog, so that's not a good idea. And I don't mean the Beagles, I mean the big girl. But all joking aside, if you were a burglar in these weather conditions, not even the nearest neighbor could see what's going on at my house, at my gate. So you could, in theory, try to come in, you know. Just that with the Beagles in place, this is not going to be happening because Beagles are notoriously good for being watchdogs. They are perfect in that capacity, so you don't need a big, bulgy Estrella mountain dog like this one here, who will go after everything that they hear and smell and see. But you have also the Beagles who will very quickly alert if they can smell or see or hear someone coming near the property. Now, a bit of encouragement goes a long way, like our girl Bria here does need a bit of encouragement to start, you know, popping into her watchdog mode. But actually we don't need her to, so we don't encourage her as much as we would if she was our only dog, because Mikey here, good boy Mikey, huh? You good watchdog, Mikey. Now he's watching. Look, he's looking out into the distance because there's hunting going on. So he's keeping an eye and an ear on what's going on here. So is this big girl. But Mikey here would go absolutely crazy if someone come to the gate, to the fence, even if it was only to pet Mikey, which he will then allow at some point, but not before he's let off a barrage of deafening, very loud and shrill barks out of excitement, but also out of concern. If he feels the situation is not quite clean and what it's supposed to be and safe, he will almost flip out on at that gate, or even on the leash if something occurs on a walk that he deems spooky, and he will make himself known. And another canine professional on the internet, in his videos, he was saying, I believe it was somewhere in the days of the Fenrir Canine Show. So the person, the presenter, was saying a beagle is such an excellent watchdog because although they might not physically attack and bite an intruder, or they might nip, actually. I think our boy Mikey here, hidden behind a tree now, might well nip someone because he's such a confident fellow and he knows no fear. He won't back down no matter what. So he will probably give a good strong nip if anyone threatened to come into his territory and is not welcome by us. But regardless, it's not a battle dog like like the Mastiff here, the Mastiff type dogs with their, you know, they have these skin folds that you can't see because there's so much floof. But if I grab her, it won't hurt her. She's just got really that much loose skin, as do all Mastiff type dogs. And that loose skin is specifically designed, as well as the thick coat of the livestock guardians, most have, specifically designed to keep the dog safe in battle. So if another predator comes and grabs them here, chances are they will just get a bunch of fluff and skin folds. They won't like be able to easily make a fatal bite into such a dog. So Mastiffs are the battle tanks of the canine worlds. Beagles aren't, but they're certainly the alarm clocks of the canine worlds, and are planting a good poop here. Very good boy, good potty, Mikey. That's always welcome. So all you need if you live in an filming him plant his poop, maybe not the most polite thing in the world, but it is important too. So if you live in a smaller place, maybe a small house with small garden or yard, all you need really is a beagle. If you want to keep them company, have 2 beagles. That's also good. Just be considerate of your neighbors so you don't allow unnecessary barking, which ours really don't. They only bark if there really is something, and in the night, and during also over lunchtime. People are trying to have a bit of rest in the more densely populated areas of the planet, which is not here, but where many of you guys live. It's good to keep the dogs inside, just to keep the neighborhood nice and calm and quiet and peaceful. But beagles will let you know, and they'll be so loud in it that you know, any potential burglar would think twice. So I lost my thread of thought there when I was saying the presenter of the Fenrir Canine Show back in the day was saying, well, you actually don't need a big, massive guard dog like a Mastiff if you can have a beagle, especially in a denser populated area, because that beagle will make so much noise that any potential intruder will think that's gonna just rouse up neighbors to come to their windows and check what's going on. That's gonna alert everyone around, including anyone that might be in the house, maybe upstairs, and you're trying to get into the gate of their garden or something. So a beagle is completely enough to fit the bill of a good watchdog. And it's not necessarily what I would say good apartment dog, unless you get a bit of an older model like our girl Bria here. She is in fact very calm. So if you can adopt an older beagle past the 2, 3, 4 year mark, who's already calmed down a lot and who is used to living in a house, that's also perfect for apartments. Not saying it's not a good apartment dog at all, just not in its puppy stages, because they're extremely energetic usually in their puppy stages. But yeah, the beagle is an excellent choice for watchdog. Also, if you want low liability, because this girl Maya here is a very very acute, acutely attuned guardian to her surroundings. So anything hunting happening here, she'll go off barking, and barking at the fences. Yeah, it's what a livestock guardian does. It's what they've been bred to do for thousands of years, and they come with that inbred drive to do so. It's not fair to them, I would say, to try and suppress that. If you live in an area where you can't have that, you hopefully inform yourself before you get a livestock guardian. If you already have one, sure, you can work with it, with them to counter condition that and channel the barking into I wouldn't even say other activities, because I would have to say, you guys, in my opinion, it's not fair to a livestock guardian dog to force them to live in a place where they can't bark at things, at least for a little bit, if they feel alerted and alarmed. Period. I'm just not going to want to compromise on that, because in Germany we have far too many livestock guardians in shelters. I live here in Portugal. That is not, well, it's still an issue, but not that much, because usually Portuguese people have a better understanding, having generated, bred about 5 livestock guardian breeds of their own. They usually have a better understanding of the needs of such a dog, and that you shouldn't have it in a city like or suburban environment. It's just a recipe for disaster. It's not fair to the dogs. They need their space to run and chase up to that fence line and charge up to that fence line, bark at anything that might be there. And then they can absolutely be conditioned to leave it be and come back to you on cue. Maya here does that well. I recall her quite often off the fence, neighbors passing by. There's no need to have the dog like keep barking after the person's already passed. But stopping her from barking when someone's right at the fence line, like someone the other day had to do some land work here, and all the dogs pretty much ran to the fence and barked loudly, and I let them. It's okay, I just had a quick chat with the person and then recall the dogs when the person was a bit further back from the fence line, because it's their job to look after the property, right? Their security team, so they have to do that. I would say if you live in an area where you don't want the I'm losing my train of thought, sorry. I was talking about liability, yes. So if you live in an area where you can get away without needing a guard dog that will stand up and actively engage an intruder if the need should ever occur, or deter them by the mere presence of being big and bulky, and known to be a breed that is quite defensively aggressive and will nip you or bite you if you enter people's property with them in, like the Estrella Mountain Dog, like the Rafaero del Alentejo, the Alentejo Mastiff, also known as the Portuguese Mastiff, or the Spanish Mastiff. All these breeds, this is absolutely a bad idea to enter their property. With a Beagle, you might get nipped, but you probably rather suffer a pain in your ears from all the shrill barking. So if you want a low liability dog, you should get, in my opinion, not one of the big bulgy guardian breeds that are prone to responding also with their teeth to a perceived threat. Despite training, I might add. Training doesn't take the guardian dog out of the guardian dog, and if you keep suppressing their natural drives, that'll just come out in other ways, and even more unhealthy ways. Dogs can get more aggressive. These are proven scientific side effects of aversive training. This is not me making this up, ranging from aggression to increased anxiety to sudden outbursts of so-called reactive behaviors, such as lunging and charging at people, dogs, whatever it may be. So suppression is never a good idea. So if you got a guardian dog breed, let them guard something. Don't try to suppress it. Try to channel the drives with positive reinforcement training. Is my guess. Is my advice to you, and take it from there. And if you live in an area where you don't want the responsibility and the burden of also legal liability of such a dog, because what if they bite someone? That could happen if someone steps in your property unallowed, and maybe that someone is your uncle or your aunt or whatnot. And if that person then decides to go to the cops with that, despite you being family or friend or an employer, if it's a worker or something, it could be in trouble. So if you don't want that, get a Beagle, get a little Schnauzer of any kind. Miniature Schnauzer even is an excellent watchdog. Any dogs of the Spitz type, the German Spitz, even the Pomeranian, will sound a very shrill and audible alarm. Usually if someone comes, even mini pinchers, I mean, they're so tiny, they if they nip someone in the ankle, the person's probably going to hardly feel it if they have like jeans on. But if all you need is a watchdog, you don't want liability, get yourself a Beagle, get yourself a Schnauzer, a Pinscher, whatever it may be. Just pick a breed that has a bit of fire in them, that is not just a docile little thing like I don't know, a Pekingese or a poodle, who are often quite sweet dogs who are happy to greet whoever comes in, or Shih Tzu or Lhasa Apso, a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, or any other spaniels. They're more mellow dogs. But if you have you have an apartment, you don't have much space, you maybe don't even want a Beagle because they're a bit too energetic, of course, when they're growing up, and they're not exactly small dogs. Get yourself a Yorkshire Terrier, Jack Russell Terrier. Any dog of the terrier kind is perfect, in my opinion, for watchdog purposes, because they have the tenacity in them. The Dachshund is another candidate. It's a small package, but is known to bark quite a bit. And yeah, just make sure, again, that you train them to sound an alarm when it's indicated, and to curb their desire to bark when it's not indicated. And that all that can be done with positive reinforcement-based training, science-based training. So there you have it. This is why you watching this may not actually need a guard dog, because they do come with so much responsibility, and it's even walking a dog like Maya is not relaxing, because simply like driving a car, you have a potentially dangerous vehicle slash animal under your control that you have to have under control at all times, and God forbid a leash break or the car, you slip at the pedal and tap on the accelerator rather than the brake, and can injure someone, and or worse. So yeah, that liability is a real thing, and don't wait and see how your guard dog puppy will turn out, because they can turn out quite reactive. And against popular opinion, this is not something you can ever get out of the dog. I would go as far as say that. Not in a guardian breed dog, not even in a border collie, I would say. If you have a nervous sheepdog of any kind, the reactive tendencies, I would call it in layman's terms, will always simmer under the surface. And yeah, that's why I am very hesitant to recommend to anyone to get a guardian breed dog, because as a dog trainer, dog training consultant, me and my colleagues, my business partners, we always get these emails of things having turned really, really bad. So there you have it. I hope this helps some of you guys. Wishing you an amazing day, and I hope the weather's gonna clear up soon here. Sun's poking through a little bit, so we have high hopes. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to help along the channel, and thank you so much, Maya and myself and the Beagles, wherever they are. Wishing you an awesome day. Bye for now.